Hello, everyone. Welcome to the AQUARION Rework stream. My name is Adam, aka Midjitube, aka Gato Azul. Welcome all the Polytopians. Today with me, I have two special guests. The first one is the father, the god of Polytopia, Midjiwan himself. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi, how is it going?
Yeah, it's very good. Yeah.
Okay.
How are you?
I'm fine. You know, like as you see, I'm celebrating the AQUARION rework today.
Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Your hat looks great. Can I see
Yeah.
it from the side? Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
So I have the, what do you call them? Those things that fish have. Sorry, my English is not good enough.
Fins, maybe.
Yeah. And the second guest is the Polytopia prophet, the second person after God, Zoythrus. Welcome, Zoythrus. Hello.
Oh, hi. Sorry. My screen didn't update it first. Hi. Hello.
Hi. Welcome. How are you?
I keep forgetting that the YouTube stream is like a few seconds late, you know?
Yeah.
You throw me off, man.
Yeah. You should look at this window, not the other
Someone's
one.
like, hey, where's your costume? Hey, I got a Polytopia shirt. Okay, that's the best costume I have.
It's a big moment today. AQUARION Rework has been released. How are you feeling about that?
Well, yeah, Brenton, what do you say?
I think it's good. I've been looking forward to this rework for a very long time. So I'm super glad it's finally out. The guys, we did it. We reworked the AQUARION.
Yeah, I'm also very happy with it. I thought it was going to be easy when we first started it, so that's why we decided to do it during summer holidays. But it turned out to be quite complicated, as everything. When you start messing with like balancing and the game logic, it's always a very delicate process. But I think it turned out really well, and we did a lot of iterations on it. So I'm very happy with. I think it's very interesting to play.
Awesome. Okay, so a bit of plan what we have for today. So first, I will ask Felix and Zoythrus a few questions, and then we will play a game of Polytopia with new AQUARION, so you all can see how the new mechanics work, how the new units work, and all that. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the chat. So that's the rough plan. So question number one: what was the goal of this rework? Why did you decide to do it? Was there anything wrong with the previous AQUARION? Maybe.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I felt for a long time that like AQUARION needs some help, and also that there's a lot of fans who think that as well. So it's a big pressure from the fans to do something about it.
Okay.
And I mean, this is because AQUARION was the first special tribe I made. I mean, long time ago. So I didn't even know the concept of a special tribe back then. I just knew that I was allowed to break the rules a little bit. So I was quite careful when I made AQUARION, so it didn't really have that much specialness to it. So, and now we've done a few special tribes. I mean, like Semanti and Illyrian and Polaris and so on. And we kind of established what the specialness level of a special tribe should be, and then AQUARION didn't really live up to that. So I think this is a well-deserved adjustment to that. So that's what we wanted to do. And also, I felt that AQUARION was quite one-dimensional because Tridentians were really strong units. So once you got Tridentians, you kind of won the game in any scenario, basically. And everything else was just a little bit worse than everyone else. So, so it was like one way to play them. And so what we wanted to do was to make them more special and make them less one-dimensional. So that's why we had to mess with the Tridentians.
Okay, Zoythrus?
I mean, yeah, it's pretty much the big summary. They weren't they were special, then they weren't special, so we made them more special. After showing off what we could do with the Polaris and the Samonti, you know, we kind of were like, hey, we should probably do something about the Aquarian too. They're kind of in a sad, pitiful state. You know, and everyone kind of felt bad for them. Like, we're sorry, Aquarian, we deserve something cool. So we gave them cool things, like, you know, which we'll be showing off in just a moment, but you've probably already seen it anyways.
Yeah, so
like the stuff behind me.
Yes, yeah, that's that. And so let's go to the design part of the update. I'll show. I'll add a presentation to the stage. Yeah, sorry, that wasn't the first. Yeah, so let's maybe you could tell us a bit about the design part of the new units, Felix, because you are like very much involved in this process, from what I know, and I talked with the graphic designers. So yeah, could you tell us about that?
Well,
and this is really funny how
Yeah.
Midjiwan helped you with the first concept.
Yeah. Who was first? Which one was first? I can't see the date of the
yeah,
one to the
so
left.
yours was first with this the pink
Yeah.
mermaid, and then he helped you with this.
Yeah, he helped me out to make it more like
Yes,
low
yeah,
poly
like,
style, more stylish.
Yeah.
So I mean, this is kind of how we work. I like try to make just quick drawings and just to accompany with like talking to Midjiwan, who is the main artist. So I try to explain to her my vision, and just like I make little drawings like that. So yeah, I don't know exactly what to say here, but this was a really tricky one. I mean, a lot of the design in Polytopia looks really simple, and like when it's done, it looks very simple, and it is. But the process that leads to it is usually quite complicated. Almost like the more simple it is when it's done, the harder it is to get there.
So maybe a follow-up question. So why all the those basic units, I mean, like, warriors or archers, you decided to make them mermaids?
Well, I mean, my initial idea on this rework was just that I wanted all the units to be amphibious, and I want them to just live on the water. And my first idea was actually to just swap all of their fields and forests and everything and just make the water instead. But after a few iterations, we ended up on this concept of flooded terrain as we have now. But for Aquarian, it pretty much behaves as water then. So yeah, so that was my the basic concept that I wanted to create for Aquarian.
Okay.
And that's pretty much what we ended up with, and I mean a lot of extra stuff around it to accompany it.
So what about the special units? Because now we have sharks, we have jellies, and we have puffers. So why the choice of those water animals as the Aquarian units?
Well, it felt like the navy that they had. It felt weird that they should have a navy if they can all swim. So I wanted to replace that with something. And I mean, sharks. It's quite obvious. I mean, they have to have a shark, right? It's like it's the
yeah,
the animal you want. Yeah.
The number one goal, yes, in the marine environment. Yeah.
And I really like jellyfish, so I don't know, I just wanted to have a jelly somehow. So it's kind of like I decided on the animals before I made before I decided on like their functionality and their abilities and so on. So they, during the beta process, they have been jumping around all over the tech tree and like having different abilities and strengths and so on. So we tried a lot of different things to find something that's both like interesting in the game mechanic wise, but also like fits how they look and what you like expect from a shark or from a jellyfish.
Okay, so here we have first controversy because if someone played the beta, they noticed that before in the first like kind of iteration of the beta there was an aquapult, and now we have puffers. So why this change?
Well, I knew I was like, I didn't really knew what I wanted for the like their catapult was kind of, I just made it amphibious as well, since all other stuff was amphibious, but I didn't really feel, it didn't really feel good to have an aquatic catapult like that.
Yeah,
it looked too much like a ship, and it didn't, I don't know, it's kind of weird. So we also like developed this puffer fish unit, like Midjiwan made that as well.
Yeah, but who
we were
came
playing
out
around with, but we didn't really add it to the game because also felt like it was also a bit too weird, and like why would it shoot water, and what we couldn't come up with a like good reason to have it. And then in one of the quite late in the process, one of the latest iterations, I had a lot of talks with the community, with the beta testers, around the concept of flooding tiles and so on, and there was like a big demand of alternative ways to flood the tiles that are already flooded, so Aquarian could go there, and then we developed the idea to have the do that, and then suddenly
was it your idea to with the puffer fish, because it's like you know it's like kind of when you think about sea monsters, it's not the first animal that comes to my mind.
No, but it's, I don't know. I also really like that the puffer fish as a. We had when I grew up, we had one of those fish lamps. It was just a expanded puffer fish that died in the expanded state, and then they made a lamp of it, and we had it when I was a kid. So I really liked that fish.
Okay,
it was a light. I don't know. That's probably why I liked it. But then suddenly it felt like when the catapults had this ability to flood the tiles, it naturally has to shoot water instead of rocks, and then it felt like, okay, it really makes sense to throw in the pufferfish now.
Okay.
And then we did it, and
it felt right.
People got mad because they really liked the aquapult for some reason. But
yeah,
I really adored the pufferfish.
So do I. They're cute.
They're cute.
Okay.
You don't have a picture of it, so.
Yeah, so pufferfish are later. So I just wanted to get this aquapult controversy out of the way. So yeah. Yeah. So we see some first sketches or drawings of the Tridents. So what about the land? How this concept developed? Was it like? Did you have the flooded concept like from the beginning, or how did that evolve?
No, that was that's my first. That's the basic idea that I wanted, and that's because I mean the terrain is flooded by default. Like we still use the same sprite for the land as we did before. We just and this, what you're seeing on screen now, is what Aquarian would look like if you play an old version of Aquarian in the new app. So this is unflooded Aquarian terrain, which doesn't really exist anymore if you play new game. But so I was really annoyed that, for example, your amphibious units would move really slow on your own terrain, even though it looks like water, but it behaves like land. So that's one of the things I wanted to fix, to actually make their own home terrain be good terrain for their amphibians.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. Okay, so here we have like some kind of early concept of jelly, right? So how here it went with the tentacles? Did you like have this idea from the very beginning, or what? How this concept developed?
I don't remember when it probably came. I don't think we had any versions of the jelly without tentacles, so that's probably the initial idea. And I mean, this is the first unit that spans outside of itself, or actually the centipede does that as well, but that's just more like a lot of different units that are connected to each other. This one is, so it was quite tricky to get it like, I know Midji8 has been spending some time trying to get this to work properly, just because the graphics is rendered on many different tiles at the same time. So it was quite tricky to get it in there because it really breaks the rules of how we do stuff usually. But I think it's an interesting concept. It's always fun to try like tweaks of concepts that we have before and just see what people can do with it.
Yeah, jellies are really special because it's so like there is no other unit like them in the game. So I agree.
No, yeah, they can like do passive damage. So that's very different.
Yeah. So first concepts of the
siren.
Yeah, the siren.
Sirens. Yes. Sorry, I forgot the sirens. And
I just want to point out that I love the fact that we renamed all the units to like you know their mermaid equivalent. Like the unit didn't change, but there's something just nice and special about how we just changed all the unit names. So you know, the point that just how much I love that.
Yeah, and here we have all the designs that are the final ones. Yeah, I think they look really cool. Very special look.
Wow, actually, I didn't see the necklace on the siren before. I wasn't paying enough attention. Didn't look at it.
You're right.
Oh, that's cool.
I downloaded them a while ago. Maybe it disappeared. I don't really know. Zoythrus, do you have any comment on the necklace?
No, actually, I didn't even notice. This is actually the first time I've seen the necklace either. So, but I mean, I like what it turned into. I like the, I like the designs of the units. I think they turned out really well, while also being clearly mermaid.
Yeah.
And I just love the fact that everything's a mermaid. Everything. So. Yeah,
and so the last but not least are the crabs. So they were redesigned, right? They look different than the previous crabs. So have you kind of exercised the concept of like getting rid of the crabs, or they were to stay like anyway?
No, crabs are an important part of the Aquarian like identity. They've just been, I don't know, what's the best way to put it? They've never been considered to be like good units for the longest time, but I always felt they deserved it. The crab should feel like a kaiju.
Yeah.
So, it's a big giant crab that eats ships and stuff. Like it should feel like that. And I think that the new Aquarian kind of gives the crab the respect it deserves. I'm glad we kept it.
Sure.
So.
But it's really interesting with the crab because, I mean, we buffed it a little bit. We did a slight Aquarian buff, I don't know, like a year ago or something, where we made them start with amphibians and we also buffed the crab a little bit. But even after that, people were like mocking the crab, like saying it was the worst super unit in the game and stuff like that. But like, during this beta process, I think people have been, in the end of the beta process, a lot of people were talking about like nerfing the crab, even though it didn't actually do anything with it.
Yeah, crab OP.
Yeah, so they suddenly like a unit that everybody hated, just suddenly people realized it was really powerful.
Well,
But
I
I think
think it's
maybe
because
that's
the variables
yeah.
changed. You know, the tribe around the crab. You know,
Yeah.
like now it fit better into its role,
Yeah.
and because you know originally it was just a slow, tanky giant that couldn't become a juggernaut, right? But now it's become like you know the main, you know, the start of your assault force onto land because it now spreads flooded terrain. So it moved from just being, I don't know, a tanky giant to being like, you know, this gets you onto a beach. This gets you onto land. And since you can't kill it too well, it's very tanky, right? It makes sense as to why it fits a new role. And it fits that role so well, people ask for nerfs.
Yeah.
So
No, I think crabs are quite balanced, and finally they are useful. You know, from my perspective as a player, because they were kind of sad in the past when they, you know, like had one movement and, you know, like very slow and not very useful for the old aquarium. I would agree with that. Okay, but we don't have only new units, but also new buildings. You touched on the flooded terrain, but we also have flooded cities and stacks that you need to get those units. So talk about that.
Let's talk about that. I mean, you mentioned flooded cities. Flooded cities is we call them lost cities. So it's, I think that ties on to the whole concept of. I mean, they're clearly inspired by Atlantis myth and like lost cities that are like sunken cities. And so we replaced all the water ruins. Like if you are Aquarian and you research, what's it called? If you find a water ruin, and you will find a lost city there, which comes up and becomes part of your empire. So that makes it. I mean, that's both good and bad. I heard from people because
it's like kind of why have you decided to add this mechanics to Aquarion?
Well, that's also one of the earliest ideas I had, that like there has to be something in the water that they want to find. Like they are looking for something. It just feels like that. I mean,
feels right.
The aquarium vibe. I mean, a lot of the decisions I make when it comes to game design is about how stuff feels. So it's also about telling
like
a story,
feeling,
like it's building a vibe around something. It's not always about like it's maths and game logic. So this is definitely something that just builds the story around them, and that they can create cities in the middle of an ocean and so on. And so it like makes their gameplay a bit different, and especially like, and I mean this is general for all the game design. Even though we've been beta testing this with quite a lot of users, and we've been like doing this for months, it will still take like a few more months with all our players until we notice what kind of strategies evolved from these changes, because it's hard to know. It takes time. So so I mean, maybe these lost cities will play a vital role in some strategy that someone comes up with 2 months from now or so on.
So what we're saying is we need you guys to be a part of the development process by playing the game a whole bunch.
Yes, play it as much as you can.
Don't stop.
Yeah. Another thing which is kind of old new is aquafarms. So why are aquafarms back?
Because we like them. It just makes sense, really. I mean, if anyone was to get aquafarms, like we removed them originally because they felt redundant and cluttery. You know, they would just take up all the space around your land and your coasts, and it didn't feel good the way we were hoping it would. But then Aquarian comes around, and we're like, if only they had a way to grow their cities on like the water and stuff. And it's like, hey, aquafarms, we can bring them back. And it really just makes sense. You know, the water aquatic people get aquafarms. They can grow kelp out there and eat it. It makes a lot of sense. So that's why we brought it back, and it fits a niche for them. Because I mean, how else do you grow those lost cities, right? You know, those lost and coastal. Because most of your cities are probably going to be lost or coastal. So it makes a lot of sense to have aquafarms.
Yeah. Felix?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I mean, it's nice when you can reuse something, because I kind of like them, and it was sad also to remove them, but it felt like a good decision when we removed them. But it's kind of nice. And they were still just lingering in the code, so it was basically like too many things to add them back.
Okay.
And only make them visible to Aquarion. So the resource is actually available on the map, but it just you just don't know it if you're not Aquarion. You can't interact with it.
Okay.
And also, I mean, the main reason we removed the aquafarms was because they were competing for space with ports, and Aquarion doesn't have ports, so that's not an issue for them.
So. Okie doke.
So it fits well.
Yeah, and so there were some small changes to mechanics. So we mentioned that the land, Aquarian land, is flooded, but other tribes can build up the land, right? So to kind of counter the Aquarian flooding, and also we haven't mentioned it yet. Aquarian has a new building, which is an Atol. So explain what's up with the atolls.
Well, the Atol is like a space for trade. So it connects cities. It works very similar to the museum that Simanti has. So it doesn't have to be next to a city like a port does. It can be just anywhere on the ocean, and will connect to any city within 3 tiles or any other atoll. So, and that's the way I see how they do trade, because they don't need to have a port next to the city. You can just like bring their goods and swim out to the atoll that's closer to all the cities. So it's like a central hub where people meet and trade stuff.
Sure. But at some point, atolls would give one population. Why have you decided to remove the population bonus?
I mean, during the beta process, like the good, like in some iterations, Aquarium became really OP, and some iterations it became really bad, and it's always a balance trying to like when we adjust things, sometimes it becomes too good and sometimes it becomes too bad. And so in one iteration they were really, really good at everything. So I was looking for different ways to nerf them a little bit. And this was one of the things we decided to do. And it's also because there was people asking for the ability to be able to build more than one atoll per city. Because sometimes it's really hard to connect your city spread apart. Sometimes you need to have more.
If the distance
really
is
annoying.
too long.
If it's limited, So unlimited atolls with one population just became annoying, because then you would just plop down atolls everywhere and just cover the whole ocean with atolls to create big cities. And I didn't
that
want
balance
that to happen.
between it all is the difficult part, right? Like we want the cities to be able to grow, but we also don't want them to be like infinite growth. We don't want you plopping down atolls everywhere for that one population. It doesn't, from just a logical perspective, it just doesn't feel right.
Sure.
Like what gets you more? Actual food or atolls, right? And it's so we wanted to specialize the aquafarms to be more of that growth option, while the atolls are the trade connection option, because they have to have something for trade connections, right?
Yeah.
And so I think we made a good choice.
Yeah. So and I mentioned the build-up feature with other tribes. So if you build up the terrain, right, then the connections between atolls might be broken. So it's a bit like when I think Polaris freezes the sea, or like when you break ice, right? Then you will break the connection between cities. So this is kind of offensive/defensive tactics, if you will. Okay, now a big one, a big question. So, are you confident that everything is well balanced with for Aquarian? I've heard some some voices that maybe sharks should get the creep back because they had creep, right? So they could, kind of zip through the water, and also that the resources for Aquarian should be adjusted more, so that they're like more consistent, and even maybe giving them the aquafarms at T0, so they aren't that slow with their economy. And also players, kind of reported that the roads on flooded land are an issue. So when riders of the regular tribes can zip 4 tiles and zip back, and amphibians are kind of just moving 2 tiles, and so could you comment on that?
I'd like to answer this one.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think that the balance around it is, it's, as you probably all know, it's a tightrope act, right? It takes a lot of opinions and tweaking and adjustments and whatever to find something which is good and fun and balanced. I can't say with confidence that we got it right in the first try, but I think we did a pretty good job, all things considered. It went through a bunch of iterations. We've made a bunch of changes to Aquarian over its beta period. And we will continue to make changes to it based upon feedback, because as Felix was saying before, maybe the fans will find some highly OP strategy, or either for or against the Aquarian, and it's our job to take a look at that and make adjustments as necessary. And it's a lifelong, ongoing process. So
it's not a closed book. So yeah,
no.
So I think it's never a closed book. I think, but balancing is super hard. I've been doing it a lot the last few years, and it's insanely difficult to balance a game like this, because there's so many variables. If you change the cost of something from 2 to 3 stars, it's everything breaks down for some people. They had their whole life was structured on this
around it. Yeah.
So,
and you destroyed it with just a few lines of code.
So it's incredibly difficult. So I've completely given up the idea that it's possible to make something that is balanced. We can strive towards that, but it's not possible. The only balanced game is an Imperious Mirror game on a dry land or something. It's difficult. And I think it's fine that it's not completely, because it's also it's unbalanced in different ways for different people at different skill levels and different maps and different opponents. So it's very hard to calculate the absolute balancedness of something. Also, because there's so many variables.
All I know is that I'm currently expecting all the hate mail I'm going to be getting in the emails, from all the people who are change the Aquarian and they're terrible, you ruin them. And it's cool.
Is this always like that when something gets released and you get the hate emails?
Yeah, no, you make a big change, right? Big balance pass comes out, and then someone says you completely ruined my favorite faction to the ground, and they'll never be the same when you guys should, then I get death threats, and it's okay, yeah, cool, dilly. So business as usual.
Life, Polytopia life, yeah. Okay, so now a question about other tribes. Are there any intentional or unintentional buffs and nerfs to other tribes with this update? Have you done anything?
No, I haven't really done anything, I guess. But I think the most interesting interaction is the interaction between Polaris and Aquarian, because it's we didn't really know what was going to happen. What happens if you freeze a wet, a flooded tile? Does it become ice or does it become land? And there's a lot of weird questions that arose, and also because Polaris and Aquarian, they kind of compete for this water transformation thing that they're doing. So that interaction is quite interesting, and I'm not exactly sure how to affect the balance. I played a few Polaris games against Aquarian, and it feels like Polaris is quite strong against Polaris, against Aquarian, because they can shut down this the water game quite effectively. So yeah, but other than that, I mean, we haven't made any really, not that I can think of.
No big drastic changes. I am
And
curious myself about the Polaris Aquarian interaction, and I look forward to seeing what fans think about, you know, how it all works out, and maybe it requires more tweaking in the future, or maybe it's perfect now. I mean, remains to be seen.
Yeah. But it's kind of nice, this update compared to the naval update that we did before, is that this is so isolated around one tribe. So I think it will cause less like stress for people who are used to
less
Polytopia in a certain way. Yeah, but it's like I completely understand that people are like, oh, I use this as a meditation. I know exactly how to play this game. I do it every day, and then I come in and like change the rules, and people get frustrated.
Yeah, but there is,
and I think
there is a solution for all those you know, crying fans. You can, you know, downgrade the game to the version that you really love, and you know, play it the old style way. So,
but that has its own problems.
Yeah, sure. Like, you know, nothing is ideal, but you can.
Yeah. But for this release, I think it's fine, because then it's like your Aquarion main that you're actually affected by it, and it's not the most popular tribe yet. It's going to be after this.
Yeah, we want Aquarian to actually be fun and enjoyable, and no longer a laughingstock. So,
do you actually
do a pretty good job? So,
so the like additional question. I'm not a developer, so I don't know how this whole thing works. Do you actually have like statistics of tribes, how much people play different tribes? Can you see that in your like magical world of development, or not?
I mean, I think to be a game company,
like, you know, that like Aquarian is like, I know 6% of the played 6% of time when the game is used or something.
I think to be a game company, we record very, very little. I mean, we're not that interested in what people, or I mean, we're not like monitoring our users a lot, but we can see, of course, which tribe sells more than others and so on. We could probably see what the most popular tribes to play in multiplayer games are. I'm not sure.
No, I'm just curious. I'm not, you know, I'm completely ignorant about that, so I figured I will ask you, because it's I don't have much contact.
I mean, we have some data, but we're not data miners, and that's something we're not that interested in. In this company, we're probably too small, and we don't have anyone that's smart enough to understand the statistics anyway. So we try to not invade our players' privacy more than we need to.
Okay, so now a language question, because there was another controversy around the update. So why have you decided to change the silly sounding Yelly Belly to boring Jelly?
Well, it's actually kind of weird. I mean, there's a dessert called Yellow, which is like this transparent pudding, and I really like that, and I think it looks funny. And I was thinking about that, and for some reason I thought it was spelled with a Y instead of a J, so I thought it was a reference to the pudding when I came up with the name. And then after a while, when people started complaining, I mean, that happens all the time, because I'm not native American English
speaker.
Speaking. I'm Swedish, you know. Yeah, you should have. But then,
you should have done something.
Zoythrus. Like, why do you have this weird name? And I was like, why is it weird? So I had to look it up, and it's the yellow is spelled with J and not Y. So then I didn't really have any reason anymore to spell it like that, because it was just a misunderstanding from the Swedish brain. Basically,
but
in Swedish,
it sounds kind of, you know, funny, and so
it's funny, because when we released the jellies, you know, there was a big divide in the community. you either loved it or you hated it. And some people were like, this is cringe to say, and I can't say it around my family because I'm embarrassed, you know. And then others who were all like, this is the funniest thing on the planet. And of course, we had to look at ourselves, and then and then the fans, and back to ourselves again, and think to, you know, like, nah, we should. And then there was complaints about, like, it doesn't really match the naming scheme of the other units. It's like, you know, crab and shark and puffer and jelly belly, and we're like, no, we better adjust it. And so then we changed it to jelly because that's what they are. It matches everything else.
Okay.
So, you know, sometimes
it's also practical. Yeah, and it's also like a trademark conflict. I wasn't aware there was a big candy company called Jelly Belly. And
so originally it was Jelly Belly, but then we changed it to Jelly because that's what it's supposed to be.
You get a lawsuit for, and
then I had to point out that, like, Jelly Belly is a company. They make jelly beans, and they're big here in the States. I know. I took a field trip once to go see them. Like, I love Jelly Bellies.
Sweden,
and he's all like, I've never heard of those. And we're like, well, that's a trademark issue. Like, so we had to change it to Jelly because that's what it is. It matches the naming scheme. There's no copyright issues, and you know. So.
Okay, so that's the
story. Yeah.
What about the names in general in the game? What does this process look like? So because jelly bellies are not the only kind of weird name for units. So how do you do that?
I mean, I usually just shoot from the hip and come up with. So when I add a unit or to the building or whatever to the game, the first thing I have to do is come up with a name for it, because I have to name the variable, or I have to name the ID in the database to get it into the actual game. So I have to like come up with something quite quickly, and I don't want to spend like hours researching the perfect name. So I usually just like throw something.
You don't have a language department in the company, no.
No, and we have translators, but I'm So I just come up with something, and then sometimes it sticks, and it feels good, and sometimes it doesn't feel good.
Okay.
But it's also annoying if I change the name afterwards. Then either I have to change the ID in the database and go through the code and like change a lot of places, or just have a name that's a mismatch. Sometimes we have that as well, which is kind of annoying. Like the ID is something else, and yada yada. So,
anything to add as an English native speaker?
No. Usually how it goes, Midjiwan will come up with a name, and we'll stick with that for a bit until someone like myself has to point out, that's a trademark, we can't use that. They have to change it again. We're like, well, that's that, you know. So no, I mean, I do what I can to kind of proofread everything just to ensure that it sounds good or isn't conflicting with some sort of like, slang, you know. But more often than not, no, I mean, you can't really go wrong with shark, crab.
Yeah, simple things.
Nice and simple.
Yeah, and before we start playing, because it's we have a plan for a game. Some people were asking why aren't there any diving units in the update.
I think I can answer that one.
Yeah.
So we tried with the diving unit. We actually tried this concept, which like units could go under the water and be stealthed and pop up somewhere else. But the more we tested it, the more we realized that it really wasn't fun. Like, it wasn't fun for you. It wasn't fun for them. And we tried. We went through a bunch of iterations to kind of see if it was possible to make this like stealthy ability that everyone could use, either for movement or for ambushes or just general stealthiness. But then we kind of came to this conclusion that you couldn't really fight it, or if you could fight it, it wouldn't be useful. And we just said, you know what? No, screw it. We're not going to keep doing this. We're going to just cut our losses and say no diving units. We'll move in a different direction. And I think that, it's not like we didn't want to. We just didn't work out. And that's just kind of how game development goes. So,
Felix?
Yeah.
Any comments?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there's a lot of things like that when we do updates like this. I mean, what you see in the final result is probably like, I don't know, 20-30% of the work we've done, because most of it we just throw away because it doesn't work, or like we try different things and we come up with something more simple or something, you know. And as Brenton says, like the diving thing was something we really tried to get work, because it felt like a very natural thing for Aquarian to have, to be able to do underwater stuff, but we couldn't come up with a good way to do it. It was either too good or too bad.
And, now, who knows?
Annoying.
Maybe dive will show up again in some later patch or something. You know, like the old things have come back. Aquafarms came back. You know.
Yes.
I mean, not saying it would, but you never know what the future might hold. But figure it out. Also, be like, that's how we do it.
Yeah. But I also like to think that we actually the shark now has the surprise ability, which makes it able to attack surprise enemies and attack them and not get any retaliation.
Yeah, you don't get retaliation. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like to think of that as it's because they are underwater. It's a shark. They just come up from the deep and suddenly attack you. So that's how they surprise you, because they are underwater. So it's kind of an underwater thing. Yeah. So sharks surprise you from under the water.
Okay.
So yeah, the surprise mechanic is pretty much our way of trying to, like, you know, it gives the same feel despite not being, you know.
Yeah.
Sorry, my trident is falling to the ground. Yeah, so I think I'll put it aside so I don't, you know, spike myself. So I think we can start playing. I was about to send you friend request. So Felix, which Midjiwan are you?
Which Midjiwan? Are you gonna do this live? Everybody's gonna send a friend request to me.
We'll set a 24-hour clock, and because I have some other questions not connected with the update, but we can take it slow.
Yeah. So I'm Midjiwan.
Okay, so this
My
one
elo
in
is
the
988.
this one in the left upper corner, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Click it and see.
So I'm sending you a friend request.
Yeah, that's me.
And you, Zoythrus? Are you Zoythrus?
You'll never believe it.
That's the...
It's the one with the TM, actually. So ZOYTHR. Wonderful.
So which one?
The one with the green hat. The bottom one with the green hat.
Okay. The trademark.
Yeah, the trademark one. That's mine. That's mine. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh wow! Look, a friend request from God was cool.
Yes.
Cool. I can't believe it. Yeah. So set up a game and we'll play.
Yep. Okay. Let's do lakes.
Yeah, let's do continents. If we want to show off some aquarian abilities.
Let's do continents.
So someone's saying that things are a tad slow. Well, yeah, because there's a couple second delay between our actions and stuff in the actual stream. So cut us some slack.
So I'll go with Polaris. If you think Felix that it's interesting, so I can play them. So you, Felix, you go with Aquarian.
Yeah, I'll do Aquarian.
Who should I pick? You know what? I'll ask the chat. Okay, chat, give me a regular tribe I should play.
Yes, a tribe for Zoythus.
Regular tribe.
Yeah.
No specials.
Let's see what they say.
And now we wait.
Okay, Hudraco, Magi, Kiku.
Luxador. Hey, John, I hear you. Boopa-doopa-doopa-doopa-doo. You know what? Let's go Quetzali.
Okay.
That's always a fun time.
Yeah.
Our
that's
our
because
bird friends deserve some love.
Yeah.
So you know
Let's
what?
do bird people.
Zoythrus always play the diplomacy.
I love
Claim to be friends with
Quetzalcoatl. They're
everyone.
my personal favorites.
Will you cloak us from the get-go?
I'm probably going to just send embassies and be everyone's friend because that's what.
Oh,
Still waiting for friendship victory. Friendship victory.
yes. What about friendship victory, Felix? Why haven't you added that?
I don't
You
know.
know, you
Why
ally
don't
with
we start the
everybody, and
game?
then it's like, yeah, you all win because you're friends.
Okay, let's start. Oh, hello. So how are your spawns looking?
Oh, pretty okay.
Zoythros, can you add your screen
but, you know.
to the live to the stream so I can show it?
Good. Now we can see his position and what he's doing. Wonderful.
Mhm.
We'll still lose, but you know.
You're supposed to share your screen as well.
Oh, I am, aren't I? Oops.
Yeah,
Can I even share my screen?
Yeah,
that's your only way of winning. Isn't it?
Easiest to monitor. Share screen. Okay.
Play your turn first, so you can fiddle with that
That's my
later.
turn. That's important. I should have set this up beforehand.
So, it's my
There.
turn again.
Cool.
yeah, I can see.
It's been
So-
shared.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the basic concept. Just I can go out in the water with my warrior,
Mhm.
basically. So it makes it quick to start exploring. And it doesn't really matter. Like your spawn doesn't matter that much if it's
Mhm.
next to water or not. And it's great to be able to escape if you get pressured by some enemy. You can always like escape out into the water and maybe find a little lost city somewhere and take your refuge there and like build up.
Mhm.
So chat's gonna probably be all like, "Hey, wow, Zoe, you're making a terrible move." And I'm gonna be like, "Yeah, and."
You can always say it's because you want me to.
This is
To
for
win.
demonstration purposes.
So I can, I need to be able to demonstrate all the cool features.
No, Felix needs Elo like badly.
Yeah, that's
So,
Here's
yeah.
about Elo. But if I'm going to lose, it's going to be on my terms. Okay.
What should I pick?
Like you can't beat me if I beat me first.
Mm.
Okay. I am sharing my screen if you want to like. There we go. Hi, this is me. This is Quetzalcoatl territory. Yeah, as you can see, there's birds.
Okay, let's get it.
Have you picked a tech?
Yes, I grabbed a tech. Yeah.
Okay, awesome.
As I said, I'm making a terrible move, but that's okay because you know what? We can be friends now.
Yes, friend
Let's
win.
get some organization going. Let's get some economy build up.
Yeah, fruits.
I kind of like to send out the explorer. Even
Okay.
in the first video. I don't know if it's a good move or not, but it's kind of nice because if damn it, if I manage to find them one of the other players, I get a like quicker start.
Yeah, extra stars. Yeah.
Remember, it's not about playing well. It's about having a good time.
Yeah.
And you know what? I'm having
And my
fun,
turn.
even if I'm bad. So you know what?
Yeah, screw it.
Life is too short to, play perfectly all the time. So, hey,
Life
get
is
out of
too
my
short to have
territory,
fun.
okay? That's fine. Hi, could you not freeze everything? Thank you.
I'm not sure if I can grant you this kind request.
Dear Polaris, stop. Oh, good, wonderful. You'll never guess what we can do now. We can be friends. No, I should probably get myself a unit. Let's go for units. It's always important.
Okay, my turn. So, on this, I mean, it's kind of nice to be able to just go out and steal the world like this.
Yes, embassy.
You want to say yes? There's good people, there's bad people, and good people would say yes to a peace agreement.
And bad people.
Do you want extra stars or not? The choice is yours.
You can
I can give you a whole host of birds. Do you want infinite birds? Ah, wow, wow! I can't believe. Wow, wow.
We want some action here.
I can't believe you've done this.
Yeah, I'm competitive. You know, it's like that's stronger than me.
You know, we could have had a good thing going.
I know.
Could have been friends.
Got to, you know, you can get rid of that little pop-up you get every time you harvest the fruit.
No, he's demonstrating for the audience. How
yeah, it's like I'm not playing. Usually, I'm not playing on Steam, so it's.
See, I just try to be a good guy and share, love and friendship to my opponents, but no.
No, war.
Everyone's like, you got to fight everybody, and war. I'm like, I don't know. I mean, do I have to?
It feels cold. All right.
Your turn, Felix.
Yeah, I'm playing.
Yeah. Okay.
So I want to save up for some riding. Okay, I'm gonna get riding so I can get some amphibians going next turn. I don't know if that's the smartest thing to do, but I kind of have my little own little continent here, and it's kind of neat to just send out some turtles from there.
Okay, my first lighthouse. Yeah, let's see what's there. Another village.
Yeah, and we could have been friends, and I could have given you extra stars, and we could have had a good thing, but no. Could have given you the world and more.
Yeah, I have to research something to kill you, so. Yeah. That's what I'll do.
Okay, so then.
You attacked me first.
Well, technically, you attacked me first because you froze my food.
Let's make this. Yes. No, it was just freezing, friendly freezing. So you.
Yeah, but I have to defend myself because some people here can't play nice.
You smacked me first.
You froze me first.
Felix, is freezing aggressive or not?
It's actually no. Now that I changed that very recently in actually this update. It does. You notice that when you froze his unit, you actually destroyed the embassy. I think it wasn't like that before. It wasn't. Marked as aggressive, so also the AI didn't care about it.
Okay.
So,
I didn't know.
This kind of sucks. So.
No, you smacked me.
You froze me, and I'm trying to extend the olive branch here. We could be friends.
Don't listen to him.
Okay.
You could have had the world.
You're still showing my screen.
No, sorry. Yeah,
you're trying to hide something from me?
No. Yeah,
I like the way you freeze him.
More riders.
Good.
Okay.
There's no love for peacemongers. Nope.
Okay, so since we have some time, I have additional questions. These are like this is like a mix of stuff that is usually, you know, appearing on the channel or on Discord. So let's get a few questions out of the way. So when are the ancients coming?
Next question.
No, that's the kind of thing. I mean, I've been trying occasions to make them, and I was quite confident when I started both of the times, but then it became really hard. So then I had to take a break, you know, for a couple of months. So it's, I don't know. I just don't want to. I really don't want to release anything that isn't like really good. So it's better to wait it out. But I would like to make them at some point. I mean, we have some stuff that is kind of cool, and they look really, really epic. So like the design, the art is really nice. So
to everyone who is wondering about the ancients, you know, as we were developing them, as Felix said, we had ideas, we were poking around, you know, and tried some things, but then we kind of realized that the game just didn't support them. You know, there were flaws with the game's design, like naval stuff. And we're just like, it's just not coming together. Maybe we have to fix the problems. And that's why Path of the Ocean even like happened, was us saying, you know what, we should fix problems that we found with the game. On top of just naval needed a rework in the first place. But, you know, we're slowly removing those boundaries or the issues with the, you know, which prevent us from making the ancients, and someday.
Yeah. Well, that's true. I actually forgot that. Yeah, so the naval update is actually a result of the game design we did for the ancients.
Yeah, we realized there were issues, and we wanted to fix those issues, because why wouldn't you fix issues? So once again, I tried to be friends with you, but no.
Okay, so it's you, Felix, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So let's see if we can get to meet someone. How big is this damn world? Okay, I thought you were closer.
Hello.
There you are.
Well, maybe if Felix decides to meet me, and then I could be friends with him, and we can
yes,
and give him extra stars. You know,
you known each other for so long, so
yeah.
I mean, we might be friends IRL, but we could be friends in game. Wow, wouldn't that be great? They called me mad.
Yeah, but it's like, sorry for pushing that, but it's like, so what's the state of art? Like, how much do you need to actually kind of finish the ancient and have them ready?
Well, I mean, it's really hard to. I mean, game design, it's almost impossible to set the time frame on it, because it's like, we're not going to release anything that isn't fun or isn't good. And it's like, sometimes you just do it in a few days and it's fun and good, and sometimes you can, like, as we did with Ancients, it was like, there are some parts of it that's really cool, but it doesn't really work yet. So and you never know how long that's going to take to fix. So
so I'm going to summarize this by saying,
no deadlines.
We don't we don't usually do deadlines and stuff like that. It's just like, you work on stuff, and then you feel that, like, okay, now this is gonna work. Now it's
so let's keep this simple. Every time you ask about when the Ancients are coming out, we delay the release by at least a month.
No, it's the first time I've asked, so, you know, it's just 1 month, but
I'm
like,
talking about
a lot of fans are interested in Ancients. Yeah, so that's why I'm asking.
I'm also interested in Ancients. I would love to play.
Gully just asked, when are the Ancients? And I can tell you, Gully, that's another month.
Another month for you.
Another month for you.
Everyone is going to get 1 month before Gully. Okay, so I should peek on your screen now. Okay, what are you doing? Are you going to build a cloak? I mean, cloak is kind of hard in this game where we can spectate. You know that, right?
Yeah, so Colton is saying, no, Gully, you ruined you ruined it for us all. So
okay, Chad, I'm losing. What do I do? Oh, I know what I'll do. Hail Mary here. Okay.
Your diplomacy game is like it's not gonna work.
Hey, guess what? Look at that.
A...
Here's free stars.
okay, Felix.
My turn. Okay, let's. Okay. I want to show off some cool aquarium stuff, but I haven't really reached that stage yet.
Well, meet me, and I'll give you stars, and then you can show off your aquarium stuff.
Where are you then? Here.
Wow, you met.
Thanks.
Wow, finally.
That's great. So then I can get fishing at least. And as you see here in marine life, where you get the sharks, that's also where you get the ocean movement. So it's mermaids, they can't move on dark blue ocean tiles by default.
And it's a change because before the deep water movement was in with Tridentials, right? Or Free Spirit?
Yeah, probably. I don't remember even. But like during the beta phase, for a long time, it was just on by default. But it's kind of boring. It's kind of fun if you have at least some way of I mean, something that hinders you to develop. Hello, whoops.
Hello.
Kakachuku. So now I can finally see your struggles. Okay, let's go. What you gonna do?
He's going to make a good decision.
No, reject.
Oh. How disappointing. Well, fine. Make other friends.
Swordsman.
Once again, could have been free stars, but no. You decided to ruin it. Wow.
Yeah, and we have a first siege of the king. Okay.
You're so mean to him.
I don't deserve it.
Why do you treat him like this? No, he doesn't deserve it.
I thought we were friends.
Your friend the whole game, and you treat him like this.
Your game did it to me. You know, I wasn't like that.
But you could have been.
I know. It's like, you know, we spoke about Jedi. You know, I'm on the dark side.
I knew it.
Yeah, it's horrible. It makes me so sad to see this kind of behavior.
I know.
Well, look at that. Stars. Well,
but
then.
You're friends with Felix, you know.
Not yet, but I will be.
Not yet. Okay.
Whether he likes it or not.
Yeah, I support you, man.
Thanks.
After what Gato did to you. Good. Beat him. Of course.
Yay! Friends!
I'm gonna earn
Friend
so much
win.
money on this.
Yes.
Yes, I'm funding your operations. You're funding mine. This is great. You know.
Okay. Oh my God. Okay. So what are we gonna do? We really want some of this aquafarm stuff, or are we just gonna?
Colton here asks, who will win, Polaris or Aquarian? Well, the real answer is Quetzali.
Yes, actually,
it's all like dark horsing this, guys.
Yeah, actually, this is a good moment for this question, because I watched like one of the very first live streams that you did back in I don't know, like 2020 or 2021. So I wanted to ask about this nuclear strike that you've been thinking of, blowing up the square when you are losing.
I'm not gonna, okay, Felix. Yeah, when are we going to be able to nuke the square?
Did I say that live?
Yes,
you did. Yes, you did say.
You've been losing with Midjiwan, and you said like, I want to, have this one-time option to...
Actually, that's also one of the things we've been testing out with the Ancient, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I actually made a
you...
function where you could actually blow a hole in the actual square.
Mm-hmm.
You could see the stars through it. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
I mean,
and we all kind of agreed it was a terrible idea because you could like block off enemy people, and then like I can just have a city you can't touch, and then that wasn't fun.
No, it's not fun. Completely break the game.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, it's fun as well. Okay.
My cities. Friend.
Why are you so frozen, my friend? At least we have a lot of money. That's good.
Yeah. He
Rich
has money
but
too, so
cold.
that's the problem.
And he has a veteran swordsman coming at my city. I don't like that.
No, there's a whole bunch of things wrong with this, like
More
just in general, and I'm
more
not having a good time.
More friendship is coming.
Why don't you build defenders to defend? It doesn't matter
Because
if
they're
they're frozen. It's just a
Yeah,
matter
like
of time. Right.
the problem though is if I build defenders, then he's just going to freeze them and then whack them, and then they don't really do that can't attack him. So you can't kill the Moonies if they're frozen, right? So there's no dash on them anyways. So gotta have at least some offensive capability.
Should get something ranged. Take out his Moon.
Well, I mean, I would have had an economy if it wasn't for the fact that
You do now. I'm
friends
your
here.
friend. It's 4
Well, I
stars.
mean, I'm talking to Midjitube here, bruh.
He's just evil. We know that. He's
Not much I could do otherwise. So,
okay. So what to do with this city? It's gonna be sieged.
Oh, sorry.
But maybe if I get some. Oh, it's too expensive. God damn.
so
Okay.
someone's like, "Hey, I should be building archers." I would, but I really
Yeah.
couldn't afford them. So I can't afford them at all.
No.
I was hoping to I planned this out differently. I was hoping for friendship, but no one likes friendship.
I do.
Well,
I'm
okay,
your
Felix, thanks, love you.
Actually, can I go north? No, I don't have that pick yet. Okay, that's fine. So let's do this. Let's retreat. Let's do some stuff like that.
You are so sneaky.
Yes. Maybe we're gonna get some sharks soon just to show them off.
Someone is asking, Zoythris, do you already have treaties and embassies?
Yeah, I do, and I put an embassy in both of their capitals, but as you can see, only one of them's still there. Because someone here decided to be a warmonger. Wow.
Okay. Well, what should I do? Okay, I'll freeze it like this.
Ouch! What? But you're not sieging?
I can't because there is a unit, so they
but you
are.
could. Whatever.
Ah, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't.
Yeah, you decided to walk away, but maybe it was the gentleman.
Friendship.
Finally showing off. Yeah,
Friendship.
for old times.
Yeah, good old.
That
good
ship has sailed.
Oh. So I'm gonna think about how to deal with ice.
Come on, Aquarian, pull through for us. Gotta kill Polaris here. One of us must survive.
Yeah, playing on Steam seems very weird to me.
No, it's not worth it.
Okay, so we have Ancients of the table. What's the status of Polytopia Legends? Because this question also sometimes appears on YouTube and people are curious.
So I think I'll answer that question when I'm not playing.
Okay, sure.
It's hard to think and talk at the same time. So now I'm gonna show the Atol, the new building. So I'm just putting down one Atol here, and I connect all these cities to my capital, which is kind of good.
So Atols work in the range of 3 tiles, right?
Yeah.
3 tiles.
And I also prepared so it will connect to this city eventually when I get to that.
So, like every 5 minutes here, a guy in the chat, Angel, has been asking, will turn zeros ever get nerfed? And the answer to that is, I don't know, maybe someday, possibly in the future, there's a chance.
Maybe, baby.
Maybe.
So let's make another Atol. Where should I put the Atol?
Probably there.
Good.
Yeah, it works.
I was thinking if I could get. Okay, so I have actually 2 monuments now. This is getting quite powerful. Could I actually get? I don't really feel like I want to make the calculations here. Oh, I probably messed up. Is there a... No, okay. Oh, sorry. So I was one step away from getting that.
Yes, 1 population from the crab.
Yeah, quite annoying. I wanted the crab up there. Okay, but I'm gonna come to the rescue here.
Thank you.
My friend.
Hey, feel free to flood as many tiles as you want. I don't care.
So, what is the plan?
Well, the plan is to kill the Polaris.
Oh yeah. But
I'm already giving you an embassy.
I show off the Aquarian, and right now I'm just spamming amphibians, which is like old news.
Well, I've already given you an embassy, so that's the best I can do.
So let's do it like that. Okay, whatever. Okay, so Legends.
Yes.
Well, I've been that's a game I've had in my dreams for a very long time, almost as long as Polytopia has been out. Like, I would like to make some kind of RPG style game in the Polytopia universe. But it's a really grand idea. I mean, it's a huge project, and that's something I noticed when I started working on it. So, but what I've been doing is like mostly like making the whole I'm really happy with how it looks and the stuff we've been showing off in the Tri-Moon videos. It's just straight screenshots from the game. So I'm really happy with how it looks and how it feels, like the physics and like the mechanics, how you move and fight and stuff like that. So it's kind of like I think that part of the game is almost finished. So I know how it's going to look like and how you're going to move around, but then the whole part of like what's the game about? Like how do you make this fun? How do you make this game interesting? That's something I haven't really come to yet, and it feels like I have a really hard time getting into that.
But what are your ideas? Like, probably you have some.
I have a lot of ideas, but I know that like ideas about stuff like that usually don't work when you put them into practice. So I have to start like, I don't know. I think I have a hard time getting to that part because I'm so obsessed with all the details in like how the hands move when they're running around, or like how the light. I spend so much time on lighting and water physics and stuff like that. So I never get to the actual game parts.
Okay.
So yeah, I think my next step is actually to make a new game that does not look good, but that's just fun instead. So trying to make like a really like bare bone RPG kind of game, and put all the energy into trying to make the game mechanics fun instead. And then if I manage to do that, I can combine those two, and then I have a really good game going.
Okay, speaking of which, do you have any plans for different games, so not connected with Polytopia as a studio?
I mean, we've been doing some game jams. I have a few ideas, but I mean, it's not a problem to spend time just working with Polytopia. I mean, we're a small company. It's kind of it's a big thing to make a game. But I have a few game ideas that I would like to try out at some point. But I'm also really like happy just working on Polytopia, and I mean, we're still developing it. I mean, like making a rework like this, or making a new tribe, or like adding new content to the game. It feels like making a game, you know.
Yeah, sure, so but like Polytopia is like kind of a never-ending story, because you can, develop it probably forever.
Yeah, and it's fun. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
So now I can show off at least one mechanic. So I want to get to this little moony here, and I can do this by actually flooding this tile. And so then my amphibian can take 2 moves and get all the way into your territory like that.
Yep.
So that's one way to use this flooding ability. And okay, we have a little Gami going here. So let's see what we can do about this. Oh, let's not forget the little crab dude here. Okay, so.
Yeah, and we have to mention about the jellies and the sharks and puffers that they can't move on the like solid land, right? So you have to flood the land first, like Felix did, and then they can move there. So that's something new.
Okay, so let's actually do the forestry. Plop down a lumber hut, get us a crab. I don't know if they're good against Polaris though. Kind of slow.
Yeah, so Poly Champion says we look very serious. Like
it's a serious game.
On the game.
Yeah. Okay, so quink. So what am I gonna do? I want to show off something cool. So let's save up some money. I'm doing pretty well anyway. I don't have to rush.
Yeah, no, you're technically in first. So.
Yeah. So I still gotta defend myself here. So.
Okay, a simple question from the chat. Will you add more keyboard shortcuts for this team?
I've already answered his question twice now.
Okay.
I mean, that's probably easy to do.
Wow, freezing my dudes yet again.
Yeah.
And my dude too.
Friendly
I know.
freezing.
I'm sorry, Felix. Honestly, you probably should have used that amphibian to whack him first, and then used your warrior to kill him off.
I couldn't, because you were in the way. The amphibian could only move if I used my warrior to, or my mermaid to flood.
You could have gone around behind the back of the city.
No,
And
because
moved
I
up
was
on the ice.
straight south. Oh, I was next to Iluchu. Ichu.
I thought you were next to Wops. Oh well.
No, no. I don't think so. Ow. It feels like it hurts so much more to be hit when you're frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, MidYouTube, don't listen to this. This is strategy talk. Hey, Midjiwan, why don't we go behind and like hit his capital?
Yeah, but I'm going there.
All of his dudes are all in one
little-
area of the map. We should go the opposite direction. He has no defenses there.
Yeah, very,
I
very
am
weak.
there. He only has 2 gummies there. Nothing really.
Step 1, kill Polaris. Step 2, we'll figure that out. Shouldn't be too difficult, right?
So I'm just keeping his eyes away.
Wish I had some jellies right about now.
You have birds. Sorry.
The birds are doing nothing.
Use the bird. Use the bird.
Yeah, bird power.
Yeah,
I'm
but the birds are powered by friendship.
Yeah.
Oh, it's my turn.
Looks quite bad for you.
Oh no, this is going poorly. So we're gonna Hail Mary this.
At least you have a friend.
You're consistent. I see.
I'm good at the whole friendship thing.
Oh. Yes, finally my, my wall of being mean and will break.
Okay, so let's get some sharks
Yep.
and see what happens.
Shark time, yeah.
I don't know
see
if
what
they're
they can do.
the best thing to do in this situation, but it's not bad, at least, to have some sharks. But like next turn, you're gonna like actually enter my space with your evil colony.
Yes, I will.
It's not very pleasant. And I also need to help my friend there.
Good
So
thinking.
I have some stuff to do, you know?
Yeah. If only you were able to put an embassy in my capital, you'd get additional stars, and we'd be even stronger friends.
Yes, think about it, Felix. Friendship win.
Get more resources from the Bank of Quetzali.
Okay, so since I'm playing, are there any plans to release Polytopia on other platforms like, PlayStation,
Samsung Smart
Xbox?
Fridge?
Apple Arcade. Some people have been asking about that.
What it? We just released it on Apple Arcade like a few weeks ago.
Okay. Didn't know about that.
Or
what about?
Maybe a few months ago.
You don't want to try
Oh yeah.
What about those other platforms?
I mean, it's a lot of work to keep platforms up to date, and I mean we're on quite a lot of platforms already. Oh, you're doing that? That's kind of weird. I thought you were gonna. Okay. So I don't know. It has to be quite like a good reason to move on to another platform, because it always creates a lot of extra work when we're doing updates and releases and stuff. Since it's also
Yeah, sure. Once again, I'm not an expert, so that's why I'm asking why you are not doing that. Maybe there's a very valid reason for that.
Well, it's a lot of work, and it's like, to be honest, it's not that fun. I mean, to make a new tribe or to make like a actual game changes to the game, it's so much more fun and interesting than like porting stuff to other platforms. So that's also a reason it's not that fun.
So one person who was C-Ton Dirks is asking, when's the next rework? And the answer is, we just gave you one. Hey, Poly Champions, you're late to the game. We already talked about the Ancients.
Yeah, that's out of the way.
The answer is, we're working on them. Thank you. Next question.
I'm not actually working on them at the moment.
Yeah, that's another month, Gully. Right now, we're not expecting the Ancients until, like, what, 2028? So...
That sounds optimistic.
Oh, Poly Champions asks again. Well, 2029. Wow, look at that. Oh yeah, it's my turn to die. Cool.
Oh,
so
I got
as you can see, there's a bunch of Moonies around my capital, and that means it's time for me to pull out all the stops here and use my special secret move. Begging, please don't, please don't.
Okay, a question from the chat from Wani Boy. Actually, it's from a different person. About which tribe was most fun to develop. Do you have your favorites, Felix?
When it comes to development, I mean, I remember I made Luxidor and Hoodrick. That was like way back. I made them both in a weekend.
Okay.
Alone. So I mean, things were a lot quicker back then. That was kind of fun because, like, it's and when it's no like mechanics to it, it's just it's nice. But I don't know if it's considered as fun, because I mean it was a lot of fun to make Simanti, for example, because it was like a big thing. Okay, so let's show off the shark. So the shark can attack without getting retaliation, which is really good in this case where we have like a strong defender. All right, so what we gonna do? I don't want to freeze the crabs. Let's get them there where your riders are.
So here we could also see one feature that the crab has, which is auto float, right? They are the only one that have this.
So let's break some ice. Okay, so I'm putting some pressure here. It's no use really building sharks here because I can't really get to, or I can probably get to the gummies if they get closer.
Yeah, you can take a few bites out of them. That sounds great.
Yeah, but these cities aren't really for shark snapping. I have 1 star. That's nothing. Let's end it. Right.
Well, farewell, everyone.
What about you, Zoythrus? Because you're involved in development, which tribe is kind of special for you? Or
actually, if I was to have like a favorite development, it'd probably be the Polaris, because the Gami were my idea. So, yeah, weirdly enough, I actually kind of spearheaded the development of the Gami, and it was nice to like, you know, hey, look, that's mine, and then. You know, so the Gami are just cool. So, I think that Polaris might be my favorite development-wise. Okay. Because they are really cool as a faction. We really thought outside the box, and I think.
And you used the word "cool" 3 times now. Is that a pun or not?
Yes. They are. I personally like their mechanic of the whole ice spreading, and I like the idea that they're focused entirely around it. That is their core concept. And everything they do is based around this ice spread. So I think that they might be my favorite.
Okay.
Also, yeah, no, I'm out of this entirely. So, you know, have fun. Good luck. No more income from me. So,
no, don't worry. I'll take care of it.
Wonderful. Good. Murder
Focus on the Ilchu.
Yeah. Polyden is asking if there's an Illyrian rework planned.
We actually tried to do one. We spent quite a lot of time on reworking them before we made a skin this spring, and I think it can. Ow! Can you take my city?
No, I can't.
Oh, that's good.
That's a bummer.
It was hard, and I think we kind of came to the conclusion that it's like they're actually pretty good the way they are. Like all the things we tried out were like not making them better, and I kind of like, yeah. So there's no reason to like change something just for the sake of changing it.
So there's your answer. The answer is no.
Kind of.
Zoe's got this. Thanks, Gully. Love you.
1 more month?
No. He didn't. He never mentioned that tribe. He just says, "I got this," and okay. Thanks for having faith in me. So,
so the crabs are actually really weak against the gamis here. They can't do anything. A crab could never hurt a gami if it's not just standing still somewhere.
But that's why the Gami are relatively fragile, so you can hit them from with like range units and anything which can hit them will be pretty decent, you know. Oh, it's my turn, isn't it? Oh.
Yep.
Oh, I didn't even notice.
We are so friendly that we, been waiting patiently.
Yeah, I know. This is where I do some cool trick, but there are no cool tricks. I'm just losing. Yeah, it's when you're in a bad position, do the smart thing and lose. Lose with dignity. It's
yeah. Oh, that hurt. Bad shark.
Yeah. All right. You get over it. So
Thanks.
what to do on the eastern front?
Win.
Oh, good idea. So we want to whack some moonies.
Hey, I'm always down for whacking moonies. It's always a good time.
Yeah, it's great. Oh no, I forgot I was supposed to do. I can do that.
Yeah, I couldn't zip into your city because you had this amphibian there.
Smack.
Let's hit the one up top. Well, that works too. But you know.
So let's see what we can do. If we want some ranged stuff, we should actually try to reach for the new Tridentian.
If only there was a unit that could attack multiple times at range.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
That's exactly what the Aquarian needs, you know.
Yeah. Right. I can't do that this turn though.
You gonna plop down an Atol?
Would that do anything? No, not really.
Well, you need 2 population in your capital, right?
Yeah, but it's so far away. It's not gonna. Okay. Let us do some defense here. Let's do some offense here and here. Okay.
Okay, so because I'm playing, so is there going to be a map generator?
Do you mean a map editor?
Yeah,
I mean, we have
like
a map generator.
No, generator. I mean, if you could, like, when you'll be able to make your own maps in Polytopia. A lot of folks are fans of this.
We've actually been talking about it because Midji8, our main developer, he wants to do it because it's a good way to like research bugs. Because a lot of the bugs we are trying to fix are like in very, very specific conditions, like the map has to look in a specific way. So he's been talking about making a map editor for internal purposes, and then we've been talking about if we do that, we could might as well put a little more effort into it and make it public. But it's not like we have a plan for it. But
so the answer is maybe.
The answer is maybe.
It's not
my
zero.
Fish are so frozen. My fish is so cold now.
Oh, damn it.
Angel says, "Hey, Zoythrus." Hey, Angel. Can jellies deal damage while frozen?
No,
I don't think they can. I'm pretty sure that their tentacles are turned off, aren't they?
Yeah.
Yeah. Fairly sure. As far as I know, the answer is no.
So I would actually say that this fishing branch with the sharks and jellies and stuff, it's not very efficient against Polaris, because you kind of want ranged stuff, or you want.
So it's kind of fun to see the polar opposites, that are Polaris and Aquarian, where they both want mutually exclusive, ideas for the ocean. One wants to spread it, one wants to remove it. It's kind of fun to have this like two sides of the same coin feeling. But I kind of wish that they had a slightly better matchup, like if only the Aquarian had ways to properly punch Polaris the same way that Polaris can punch Aquarian, Well,
let's see what happens when we get the Tridentians, because, I mean,
I'm very, very interested myself.
wonder if that siege will hold. Might do, actually.
Okay. Zoe, your turn.
Oh, it's my turn. I thought I was dead at this point. We're just gonna go here and build another one.
Good move. Dang.
I know it's pro strats here.
Can't you like eat those little corn muffins things?
Yeah, but I mean, I can do it. I can do it. I can get 5 stars. No, wait, no.
Yeah.
City wall. That's what we're doing. That way I'll never die.
Yeah. All right, so let's take care of this siege here, my friend. Okay, good.
You kill off that Mooney? Ah, good.
Oh.
All right.
The way nature intended.
Now it's like what are we gonna do? I think we're doing this. Killer complete. Cool. And we were going to research spearing here and get the new Tridentian, which has persist, which makes it able to keep attacking as long as it's killing something.
Yeah, so same feature as the
and I can't afford to build one. That sucks,
Ooh, sad face.
Soon. So right now we're just gonna. It's a horrible front line here. What are we gonna do about this?
Well, I mean, hitting the Gami seems like a pretty decent idea.
Yeah, I keep hitting the Gami. That's at least something.
There's that 11 HP one that's a bit north, and it's like it's so close to dying.
Yeah, and this one is only 14 now, so let's see. Well, I think that's it.
Now, yeah, so people are talking about the Illyrian rework idea, and it's like, yeah, we tested it, and we decided it probably wasn't necessary. Will they get changes in the future? Who knows what the future holds? But as of this moment, no. So,
I mean, considering that we actually put a lot of time into trying it out, it's not like the first thing I'm going to pick up again and try again. So we have a lot of other fun stuff that we would rather do.
Bigger fish to fry.
Yeah. So it looks like he's retreating here. He's a bit afraid of me. Maybe it's all my talk about Tridentians, and he's like scared.
Yeah.
Okay, now it's getting cocky just because
You got a bunch of cities out in the fog. You should probably be churning out units.
Yeah. I'm going to. It's going to be like a lot of spears flying soon.
Good.
Oh, what? No! He froze my crab. And he's going to keep doing that with his little... It's a really annoying unit, though.
Well, it's funny, because like the Ice Archer's been one of those things that it sucks up until it doesn't. Everyone's like, wow, these are these are stupid units, but then but then they have those moments where they're really, really good.
This is horrible to look at. Slowly destroying my huge crab.
Yes.
Yeah, poor crab.
I was so happy.
He doesn't deserve this.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, he had a good life.
Sure did. And you're ignoring Whoops now. Are you friends with Brenton all of a sudden?
No, he still hates me.
Brenton is not my priority at the moment, so That's why.
No, but you know, his capital is 4 stars per turn for me. So I'm happy you're not prioritizing that.
Yeah, I'm also happy not prioritizing that. I need my capital. It's important.
Yeah,
No, we have some amphibians there, so I know that any siege wouldn't hold. So.
0 damage.
Yeah.
Attacks.
Yeah, let's do it here.
Oh, it's my turn.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. Pro strats here. Gonna get some fish. Fishing. And
City wall.
no, defender. I'm gonna go here, and we're gonna get another defender.
Yes, I feel like playing against AI now, right?
If I could just clog up his armies by fighting defender, if I'd be just making defenders, you know, then step in the right direction.
Oh, sorry, I didn't switch.
So I'm in a Trident now. Let's see if we can.
Cool. Now make like 70 more, thanks.
Yeah. I'm getting there.
Ah, there it is.
So this one is going to be frozen next turn. It's doomed.
The swordsman will kill him if you. So. Probably
Yeah,
better.
and there was a, so speaking about Tridentians, there was a change because in the past they had 3 attack, right? And now
they
they
have
are
2.5.
2.5.
Because
Can you talk about that? Why you decided to change?
Everyone told us that they were far too strong with 3. Pretty much able to one-shot a bunch of people. So we're like, they shouldn't be like one-shotting a bunch of people. They should be, you know, like more of a mop-up unit.
Okay.
Because, I mean, we've never tried a ranged persist unit before. It was a really wacky idea. At first, I kind of made it just like try it out, and then I was surprised how well it worked. It was really interesting, so I decided to keep it. But it needed to be tweaked because, like, the knight has its own limitations. Like you can find these really interesting chains that you can make if your opponent distributes the units in a stupid way. But that doesn't really work for the Tridentium because it's ranged, so it's really hard to predict what it can hit or not. So it's just like it becomes very tedious to play against, very hard to like defend yourself against, basically. So now they're still using the persist ability, but since they have 2.5 attack, they can't really one-shot stuff. So they can only like one-shot damaged units. But that makes it kind of interesting. So most of the time it's like a 2-shot unit. It like kills one thing and damages another thing. So if you have like 2 Tridentians, they can work together to deal more damage, but it's really hard for them to like take out 10 units in one go or so.
Just waiting for my turn so I can die, you know, with honor.
Yes. Yeah, let's do one more. Let's take a catapult.
A catapult.
Yeah. To spice things up. Okie doke.
My turn.
Yes.
Like I can't even do anything. I'm
Honor,
frozen.
honor. Yes.
Honor.
Can't you like upgrade something?
No, all my dudes are frozen. So I'm just gonna get meditation here and it says make no attacks for 5 turns. That shouldn't be too difficult.
Should have thought about that 5 turns ago.
Yeah, I should.
All right, so let's get one of
Let's
these.
see the
dudes.
Tridentian stuff.
I mean, I'm not sure it can do much yet, though. Since it can't really one-shot anything here. I could have done that first, though. Okay, so I'm still a noob when it comes to Tridentian, it seems. So if I would have attacked that first, but then I can't reach any others, so that's fine. I have another here. I can't even kill that one. It's 7. Damn it.
Yeah, let's do some developing and change the change to 3 attack.
Yeah,
Can you do it, Felix, like on the go?
So let's at least do some heavy damage on these guys. And then maybe we can do some more Tridentian magic next turn. So this one is probably gonna get frozen. We don't know that. We need some kind of support units here. Right. Maybe we even do something like need the power here to get the or slow this stuff down. Okay, let's do that. Atol and get a crab. Might be good for defense purposes at least.
I see there is a nuke discussion in the chat, Zoythrus. So what are you nuking?
Nah, just talking about the free spirit tech. It's like it should probably not be a bad tech. It should be a good tech. Like all tech should be good techs, And well, Felix, before you die, you should show off the jellies.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna die. I'm in a pretty good position here.
I'm pretty sure if you just manage to kill off this Gami, it should be a lot easier.
Yeah.
I will say it is just a little disappointing that the Tridentian can't kill all those riders,
Yeah. But it can, pretty good stuff can happen here.
2.5 is too weak, but Puya's too strong. So how about 2.75? 2.83,
Yeah.
I'm a little concerned about that catapult.
Why?
Well, I mean, because it's a catapult and it can hit my dudes and do, you know, not much I can do about it. Well, there's not much I can do anyways, but...
Okay. I thought they are concerning for me.
So yeah, yeah, Midjiwan, why don't we just drop a nuke on him right now? Wouldn't that be great?
But,
Yes,
but it's an interesting scenario because this looks like this is a job for a knight, right? I mean, if I had a knight now, I could take out his entire army because it's just like...
Yeah, it's...
You gotta think differently because you're Aquarian.
Yeah, and I don't have that, but I have other strengths. And I mean, also, like, we're mostly fighting on his continent now. I mean, my Aquarian empire is pretty much, like, solid here. Except for the eastern frontier, but I'm going to take care of that. So I think, I mean, Aquarian is really a tribe that's like good on their home turf. And it's quite easy for them to get to other continents, but it's a bit harder for other people to reach their continents because they can, like, they really move quickly and easily on water.
This isn't going to help me any, but I'm just going to get, you know, philosophy here. Now all my tech costs are lower. Will it help me? No. But
eventually
I'm also going to get free spirit
giant
when it doesn't suck.
Okay, Felix, are you thinking about adding new branches to the tech tree? Like, you know, any tribe, like, or maybe the regular tribes?
I'm going to answer that when I'm not playing.
Okay.
So let's see what we can do here. So let's do like this. So we can do like this, and then we can hit again, and then we can hit that one. And let's break some eye.
That's one Gami down.
And then we can go here and actually break some eyes, but I'm not sure that's a good idea. Okay, then we can use our last attack to just do some damage there. Not that bad, though. And here we can do like, definitely kill the Gami. Smack. And then if we had that tile flooded, it would be kind of nice. But we don't. Smack. And then we attack that. Smack.
Oh.
And then we can we do something? We don't know. Can we reach? Yeah, we can reach that one, but then we probably rather do something like this. Smack. Smack. And then I can have another attack. Kind of like to destroy this dude. Smack. And I don't know. Probably. So they're quite efficient, but you have to like kind of think it's kind of like a puzzle. I think you could get good at this if you like really if you use the Tridentians together with other units, because you always need to like damage something, and then you can create chains by damaging stuff. And if you're not playing Polaris, you could use the jellies to really create, like, because they really do mass damage.
Yeah, jellies are meant to be, you know, like them and Tridentians are meant to synergize.
But also with amphibians, you know, they are mobile enough and do damage. So Wani Boy is really a kind of expert in doing this. I played a few games with him, and he obliterated my armies.
Yeah, he was very active in the Tridentian discussion. I mean, the Tridentian discussion on the Reddit beta channel. I mean, it has like almost 2,000 comments, I think, in just one discussion thread, and that was like, how should we redesign the Tridentian. So it's like it's a quite hot topic.
Yeah.
So to say, let's break some ice, see what happens. Get some sharks because they look cool. Okay.
Okie dokie.
Ow.
What should I do?
It's interesting to have a player like Zoythrus in this game that's like he's not very active right now, but because of his peace treaty with me and these two like pretty highly defensed cities, it's really helping me out in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, if he was your friend,
happy to be useful.
That would be really, yeah. So he's playing a role in this in the larger game.
Of course.
I mean, at this point, I'm just a vassal, but I'm okay with that. He has my fealty. So. See, guys, peace. You can give peace a chance. It always works.
Oh no.
Yeah, let's do double siege.
This is actually yet another thing that makes Polaris great against Aquarian is that since you're freezing your opponents all the time, your riders don't get any retaliation damage.
Yeah.
So most of your riders are undamaged, making them a harder target for my Tridentians.
Yes.
Any other rider player would have a lot of damaged units that I could like benefit from.
Ice fishing is back.
I don't think that Tridentians are worthless, Cyberknife. I think it's more like they have a role, they have a niche, and we don't want you just spamming them. Like we didn't like how it was before, where the Tridentians were just like do everything units. I mean, that's the whole reason we even got rid of battleships was for them being do everything units. But the Tridentians have a more of a niche. They're meant to, as I said, they're more of a mop-up crew than they are more of like an offensive force, you know. So you use your jellies and you use your other units to weaken a bunch of dudes. Then your Tridentians finish them off. and all from the safety of being ranged. So I don't think it's not that they're bad. It's just that they haven't been given their time to shine. So
yeah.
So we did originally have the damage at 3, but we realized that was really oppressive, and a lot of our fans during the beta test were like, "This isn't fun to play against," because they're pretty much one-shotting everything of mine, and there's nothing I can do about it. So we had to bring it down a little bit so that there was actually some level of counterplay, like they wouldn't just delete an army.
Yeah, because one Trident is, I think, more oppressive than one Knight, because with Knights it's you can get like defense bonuses, and there's like craft terrain, blah blah blah. So it's actually in some situations like
Brenton?
Oh, sorry.
In many situations, Knights are quite difficult. So they are expensive and quite situational. But with Trident, it's like it's like a go for it kind of tech, because you go in and you destroy, like you said, a whole bunch of units. So I was one of those people who did not like the 3 attack.
But no, I wouldn't say that the Tridentians are bad. They require a little bit of setup first. But I think that they're just as powerful as Knights if you want to use them with their niche,
I would say they are more powerful. So with 3 attack, they are more powerful than Knights.
Well, I don't think that their niche is only with another tier 3 unit cyberknife. I think it's more like they just require some setup with the other units you happen to have, whether that be amphibians or sharks, or heck, even your mermaid units. You just have to plan a little bit. You got to puzzle a little bit differently. Think about the game state a little differently than you would Knights. As I said, they're not really an offensive unit anymore. They're more of a mop-up unit. And you think about them that way, then you realize just how strong they can be. You just have to set it up a little.
All right, so let's do... How many hits do I need to kill this guy? Oh my god. That's some...
Yeah, let's ask the Poly calculator. Okay. Has it been updated yet for the new Aquarion Rework or not, Zoythrus?
Not that I know of.
Okay,
but I'm not the one who manages it, so.
Yeah, sure. That's like you are the prophet, so you know everything almost.
No, I only know important things like the names of all the animals and fruits.
Let's break some ice, okay. These cities are getting a bit small. Need to get some aquaculture so I can get some more
crabs
down here. Oh, actually not crabs this time, but so let's see what's gonna happen. Have some sharks. Dun. Okay, whatever.
Okay.
I'm getting a little sleepy here in this game, but
so new branches, Felix. I asked about that.
New tech branches. I mean, the things we've been trying out with the ancients is kind of tech related. So if we ever manage to make them, there will be some kind of tech related things going on there probably.
Okay.
I don't plan to add a whole new branch, tech branch, but I have been thinking about adding like a like some kind of super technologies on top of the existing tech tree or something like that.
Okay.
But
I'm a bit surprised because I thought it's like you kind of we've discussed this with Zoytrus that you kind of want to keep the game, you know, like clean, so like not to clog the tech tree with like, you know, a lot of text.
And that's kind of it, right? You know, we've had this philosophy around keeping the game simple, and I mean, new stuff is great, but it has to conform to this idea of, is it actually necessary? Is it needed? Keep it simple for people, and not just add, you know, infinite text. Like, at what point does it stop, you know? And besides, every text you add makes the whole, like, get all the text thing a little harder, right? So you have to really think about, is this actually necessary? Do we need this? And not just add things for the sake of adding them.
Yeah, definitely. And that's why, I mean, these are just things that are floating around in my brain. It's nothing that we have like on a plan to do or anything like that. It's just some things I like to think about sometimes. So if we would add a new tech or something, it would really be because it's really needed and not just because it's fun. Because we try to keep the game as simple as possible. Very important.
What about new kinds of maps? Have you thought about some upgrades in this area?
Well, I mean, we talked about a river map at one point. It was, but you know, where it's a whole bunch of small land masses that are only one tile apart. But that's just on the, like, I don't know, maybe list.
Okay.
Right now, we're currently trying to make the current maps a bit better. You know, there's small tweaks here and there to actually make, you know, continents fun.
So what kind of tweaks or adjustments are you doing?
That's actually you know, something for Felix to answer, because I don't touch that any. But what we do know is that there are flaws with, you know, like map generation and spawns and balance and stuff. Oh, it's my turn. And a bunch of those sorts of things. So we can't quite. We know that there's issues, and we're hoping to take some time to kind of iron them out at some point. But I can't really give you an answer as to when that's going to be or what's going to happen outside of we know. So yeah, that's kind of the, you know, like we know there's complaints. We know that continents could use some work. We know that spawn generation could use some work. We know that, you know, but
this and that, yeah.
Those will all happen in time. We just need to iron it out, because, you know, coding is hard.
Yeah.
It's funny because everyone's always like, just fix the AI or just fix the spawn generation, and it's like, you have no idea what you're asking, right? But I think that every time we do make adjustments, it gets a little better and a little better and a little better. We just have to keep poking it. Felix just has to keep poking at it. Can't say we on this one. So, but you know what? I trust his judgment. It'll work out.
Okay, so we have that out of the way. Yeah, this question appeared from Polychamps. What about the team games? What are the plans for that?
Right now, the current stance is, yeah, probably, eventually, maybe. You know, we wouldn't be the least bit surprised if team games in some way, shape, or form eventually show up. But as of this moment, they're not currently being worked on.
Okay.
So yeah, add one more to the you know, yeah, possibly Cape maybe in the future, you know, bingo. So.
What about some events for the players? Is anything coming, like
oh, look, another one
tournaments?
for the, yes, possibly, yeah, possibly maybe list. Right now, all of our time has been focused on this AQUARION rework because, well, duh. And events like the one you're currently watching. Even you in the future. Hello. But but now that we've got this rework done, we'll probably be spending some time supporting it. Small balance changes if necessary, bug fixes.
Yeah.
And then beyond that, well, that remains to be seen. We get to go on this adventure together. So. Cyberknife asks, why is spawn generation so hard to fix? Well, there's a lot of factors go into making sure that things are balanced. Because you have to account, the tribe, you have to account for the map type, you have to account for, overall balance, you have to account for some level of unpredictability, because we don't want you memorizing a map or whatever. There's a lot of little, even though Polytopia is a simple game, there's a lot of these little itty bitty, nitty gritty details that you have to keep in mind, and having to think about every possible interaction and every possible thing, while also being predictable enough to actually be usable is, well, complicated. But that's why it takes time. It's not just like we've just, we fixed the generation button, right? Just push the big red button. Oh wow, it works. It's not like that. So, hey, Midjiwan, you're currently muted, and no one's been able to hear what you've been saying. So, you may want to unmute yourself or check your microphone connection, because we can't hear you. You'll also then have to repeat everything you just said.
Yeah. Now you're unmuted, Felix.
There we go.
I'm not, so some reason it muted itself. Don't know why. So, yeah, I was just agreeing with the Zoythrus that the big issue is that you want to find this balance between making a map that looks pretty and like interesting, and to make a map that's like fairly balanced and good for playability. So it's really, that's a hard balance, because we could just make it look like a chessboard, and have it like always look the same, or like have this fixed map.
But where's the fun in that?
Super equal, and I mean that takes away some of the adventure. So it's a hard balance. I mean,
yeah, that level of adaptability and exploration is kind of crucial to what we consider to be, the game's philosophy. And so you have to keep that in mind. Like, we want you to be able to go out and explore and find things, while also not being screwed over because you didn't get one more fruit or something. So it really comes down to, well, there's a lot of factors at play.
Yeah. So how are you feeling here now, Gato?
I don't know.
You feel like you're winning, or you
like
losing?
a stalemate situation.
Man,
Because I can still freeze you. So I'm not moving very much forward, and you are also not moving.
If only there was, like, I don't know, a score-based game mode or something we could have been playing. The game can't stalemate, but
Oh, geez. And there's your CD there.
It's funny that you froze that one particular tile because of the you know.
Yeah, I did not pay attention to the borders, so
it's funny that's like one tile of your border. Yeah.
No.
See, everyone's sleeping on glory mode, but like, guys, you can't stalemate glory mode. prevents long drawn out matches, but no one believes me.
Yeah. What about new kind of games? Are you thinking about adding something to Glory and Might?
You mean game modes?
Yes, game modes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I mean, I really would like to play some kind of co-op version of Polytopia. It would be kind of nice because, especially when you play multiplayer, it's kind of annoying because it's so much emotion because you're playing with your friends or something, and it feels so bad when you lose and the other one wins and so on. It would be kind of nice if you could have this co-op game where you and your friends are trying to achieve something.
But that's where the idea of like team games comes in, and that's
Yeah, I mean, so that would be kind of connected to the team games idea. I guess. So what are we doing here?
We're trying to win.
Yeah,
I don't think we'll be able to finish this game in like at the three hour mark.
This is why I tell everyone we should play Glory, but no.
Yeah. Okay, so
it's also the reason why I wish Glory was a better game mode. So
Okay. Yeah. Another question that I found is: are there any plans to add this remove fog mode to the game? Because apparently some people don't enjoy playing with the fog of war.
Well, it's not in the works, but it's not hard to do. So, but
we would just have
every option just makes the game more complicated. So I really try to stay away from options because they kind of hard.
Yeah. Because every new option means more factors you got to think about, and it can become very unwieldy very, very fast. So I kind of agree with Midjiwan here.
But isn't the game more simple when you see what your opponent is doing instead of like everything is clouded? Or
you'd also have you'd also then have to remove lighthouses. You'd have to remove the
sure, yeah. I did not think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that are like, oh, I didn't think about that moments when you start like messing with things that seem simple, and then you're like, oh shit.
And it unravels into, but wait a minute, right? And I mean, it sounds cool on paper, but you start really delving into it and then realizing it's a much bigger thing than you were thinking. And so it's better just to not do that.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I'm actually a little surprised you never built an ice bank.
I'm in a fighting
figured that was
mode.
Like, game. That was like Polaris go-to.
I'm not a often Polaris player, so like I don't play them that much.
Rick Forardo, which I assume is Ricardo, is asking who's playing Aquarian? Midjiwan. Not me, I'm losing terribly as Katzali.
But you stay
I'm
alive.
a city state.
I
So
kept
now
you
you're putting
alive.
yourself in danger there. Yeah, putting a lot of damaged units close to my Trident.
Yeah, at some point, you know, it's hard to keep them separated. So that's why Tridents are so kind of powerful, because it's, you know, on a huge map, it's probably possible to make it, but with normal or small, I kind of struggle with that. What's so funny?
Was it one of the people in the chat, crazy? Is that Kanye? Says that my laugh makes him laugh. So
Okay,
I find that funny.
You have a fan.
Apparently, I have plenty.
Yeah.
I have to keep checking if it's actually my turn because I keep forgetting.
No.
Like, am I dead yet?
I'll tell you. No,
You're
I
frozen,
keep you.
but not dead.
I keep you alive.
Just for his laugh, though.
I can.
Yeah. So you see, there is some good in me. Eventually.
Guys, look at that! Behold the power of Quetzali. Corn.
Oh, mighty corn!
Wonderful! It's corn.
What does that get you? Can you get the giant at some point? Damn it! I need you now. Okay,
Please.
what are we gonna do here?
No, I cannot. No. There's no chance of me getting a giant.
Smack.
No.
Where can this guy go? Okay, this is good. Smack. 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 That's kind of nice. Kind of like this.
Yeah, get that catapult. Good. Yeah.
Hmm. Oh yeah. Should we call it a draw, or do you want to keep going?
No, I think we can finish. And,
We can keep. We can call it a draw and consider.
I have just like a few more questions, so
Yeah.
we can.
I mean, you could finish this game, but it seems like it's going to take a long time.
No, it's
as
going
you
to
say.
take
We're
a
not
lot of
moving
time
much.
to finish.
Oh, wonderful!
it.
I win this game. Cool. Wonderful.
Yeah. You did not die.
We could show off some units or something if we want. We
Yeah,
haven't seen
maybe
the
go
top line,
like
actually.
go jellies, because we haven't
Okay.
seen them, and they are more fun than puffers, I think.
Yeah, but then we can just like fast forward and
Yeah.
I promise not to claim the win if I would accidentally
No,
do that.
it's fine.
Well, you can't. I've already won
We-
this game.
It's a friendly game, you know.
Well, it was going to be a
Remember.
friendly game, but no. We could have been friends this whole time, but no. Some people are just filled with hatred. Don't like friends.
Yeah. So since you're not playing, are there any plans for new skins releases this year, or like anytime in the future, in near future? No,
Yeah, I mean we plan to make skins for all tribes, at least one for each. So there will be. I don't know exactly when. That's also like everything we do is like we try to not promise anything because we never release anything unless we think it's good. And sometimes we try to do something and it doesn't turn out good, and then we don't release it. So that's why we try to stay away from promising stuff.
So, the answer is, once again, yeah, possibly, maybe.
Yeah.
In the future at some point.
Yeah, so I think in this game, if I had 3 damage Tridentians, I would have won a long time ago, because then I would have like destroyed your whole army basically.
Yeah, but that's the kind of like problem that I think none of the tribes should be that powerful too.
No, but that's what I mean basically. I think this this kind of draw situation we are in now, it's fair because it's like that, because we're both have
and with Polaris I see one more thing, that they like, as I said, I'm not a Polaris player. Probably someone would have also like ran you over already, but I can't.
Yeah, totally.
But my point is that whenever there is like land, and especially the battle sled, they can't go through this land without having this movement problems, rough terrain. This is also a big problem for Polaris, so they are kind of lacking.
Well,
because I simply in some games that I played, I simply couldn't reach my opponents, and they would take me down. No, damn it. There's one.
My turn. You'll never guess what I'm going to do.
And
move
turn.
Dude over, and I'm gonna make a defender.
Great.
Pro strat.
So I'm gonna get it.
Can't you do like you could have gianted, like build ports at least.
What, and just prolong the inevitable?
You could have supported your boss.
I already am. I'm giving him 2 stars a turn. So no, 4 stars a turn. Because we have a peace treaty. See, I'm helping out my suzerain by giving him stars. So.
Okay.
So I have a little jelly here, and I'm gonna build one here as well too. But you're probably gonna freeze it, which I think is very
Yes, I will.
Unfair of you.
If my money doesn't die, I will.
Well, Midjitube, are there any more questions you'd like to ask?
Yeah, so I have a few questions about the online shop. I don't know if you know anything about that. So some people were asking about the plushies. Are there
plushies? Yeah.
Plushies. Are there any plans to release anything else except the Vengir ones?
Well, if I remember correctly, the Vengir one didn't sell too well, did it?
I don't know anything about that, so
people ask us
it did
plushies.
Eventually. I mean, I think it's almost sold out now. But like the service we used to do the plushies is like this it's built on like fans pre-ordering stuff, and then they start manufacturing them when we reach a certain threshold. Because like making plushies is really, really kind of complicated and expensive process, and this company helped us do that, which would have been like impossible for us to do on our own. And if we can get like if we can get a lot of pre-orders, we can definitely do more plushies. So
so it's
fun,
absolutely possible. So there is hope for the plushie fans.
So I kind of feel that the tide is turning into my advantage at this point, because like you don't really have any gametes left to
to support my offensive. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, you kind of need that. Now the crabs are, but you still have your annoying little ice archers there. Kind of.
Yes, pesky.
It's quite pesky.
Pesky archers. Yeah, so the freezing is obviously nice, but you need to have units to destroy this defender anyway. So yeah. Okay, so when a jelly is frozen, they don't.
Oh, they don't do anything.
Yeah. Was it also like that from the beginning, or have you changed that?
No, I think that's kind of obvious in a way. I mean, or I don't know. It's hard to say. No, it's not hard to say if it was there from the beginning or not, because they have never dealt damage when they were frozen. Because I think like if a unit is frozen, it shouldn't like do anything.
I agree with that. It shouldn't do anything. Anything else you want to ask?
No, I think we can. Like I just wanted to show the jellies, and so once Midjiwan will show his jellies like closer to me, maybe, then we can end the.
I just have to stop you from freezing it.
Yeah, but you have another one in the west, so. And I don't have any freezing units there.
So I press end turn.
Oh yes, end turn. Sorry, I keep thinking it's Gado's turn because I can't do anything. So you know.
So I really enjoyed, I must say, these Tridentians now that I play. Like, look at this. It's kind of nice. I can probably do something like this. Smack, smack, smack.
Jesus.
And this little extra, like you get this extra hit afterwards, also really nice.
See, they have a purpose. You just have to know how to use them. And we imagine that as people play the game and give us feedback and yell at us like they usually do, we'll make changes as necessary. Maybe stronger, maybe weaker. We'll balance past stuff.
Yeah.
So don't look at this and be like, "Oh no, that's too this, it's too that." Like, no, we'll listen to you guys. We may or may not make changes, and things are flexible.
Yeah, there's the jelly.
There's a jelly. So let's see what
Okay.
you can't freeze it actually. So let's follow that up with a Trident and see what happens.
Is the sound of jelly new? Because I think I haven't heard it before.
Yeah, I think the audience can't hear the audio from our games, but yeah, we made like when it moves, it makes this little acid sound.
Okay, cool.
It's kind of nice.
Neat, yeah.
It's too bad I didn't get a chance to show off the lost cities. There were no lost cities.
Yeah, on this like.
Oh, was it? No, there were no.
No, there
ruins
was.
in the water.
You didn't have any ruins. I had like most of them, if not all.
Yeah. So. Yeah. Let's make some more jellies. Whatever.
Okay, let's see. Come on. Yeah. So you can see the attack that that the jelly does. Oh,
Well, fans, is there anything that you guys would like to know about the Aquarian or the rework?
yeah, because we're wrapping up, so last chance to ask any questions. No friendly siege.
Lenny asks if there's anything which didn't make it. And besides things like dive, we also had what was the bubbles? Remember that? Where we gave units the power to like be in a bubble, and the bubble was going to give them like movement bonuses and stuff, but we just found it too clunky, and it just wasn't working that we were hoping it would. Like it was just stacking on more and more and more, and we're like there could be a similar, a simpler answer to this. And then I'm pretty sure that's where the flooding came in, right?
Well, not really. I think what we landed in was more that like it's okay that they have a drawback. They are slow, or they are not as quick as other tribes when they build out their network, but instead they are like quite quick in the beginning of the game. So I think thematically, like the way to beat Aquarion is by using high technology stuff. So like if you have a fully built out navy, you should get the upper hand on Aquarion, even on the water. But you need a lot of investments and build a lot of infrastructure and stuff to like get there. While Aquarion can quite easily just like put stuff on the water and just go places. But they're not
you're going for the knowledge monument.
I was hoping to go for science victory, but that's not going to happen.
Yeah. Not enough money.
I would have had enough money if we were friends, but no.
No.
So let's see what we can do with can we do something fun here? We need to break some ice to get this. So we need to sacrifice this one to be able to go in here with these. Okay, so what are we going to focus on? So let's do something like that.
And what would work first if you had not killed this Mooney? If I moved, would the jelly be first frozen, or would the Mooney be first killed?
What do you mean frozen? Mooney frozen?
Because I had a Mooney here, you attacked it with the jelly, and then if I moved it, because it was, you know.
That's a good question. I actually don't know the answer.
Okay.
So next turn you will see what happens to your. Oh no, that was not my plan. If you move with
Crazy
your
Kane asks,
Gami.
what do you guys think was the most important change to Aquarian?
Mm-hmm.
I think the biggest change was to make all their units amphibious and to make their terrain flooded. I mean, that's the main thing, but that like created a lot of other needs.
I personally think that the most important change to Aquarian is the fact that crabs no longer suck.
But we didn't really change
We're waiting how many years for this?
But we didn't. I mean, the changes with the crab wasn't really much, I would say. I think people just realized that the crab is good. I mean, the crabs can now flood terrain, but I don't think that's such a big thing, to be honest. That's more like a...
As I said before, I'm pretty sure it's because the variables around the crab changed. Like, the crab didn't change, but now it has a better, like, you know, everything around it fits better. So it fits better. And it's nice to be like, wow, the Aquarian actually have, you know, that the crab isn't terrible anymore. People actually want to play with it.
Yeah, I agree.
You should have tried to move on the tentacles and see what happens. I actually don't know what, but you can do it now. Okay. It's not the same.
No, not.
Well, I thought we fixed this bug. That's on Midjiwan's bug list. That there are still some tentacles lying around in the water.
Oh, okay. I thought it's like a kind of cool thing too.
No, it's a bug.
Some bugs are always also like that.
Okay.
Well, anything
I think
else we want to talk about?
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it.
Or are we just going to consider this a three-way draw?
Yeah, I made a friendly siege in my last move.
Definitely a three-way draw.
Definitely, I held my own. Managed to not die.
Yes, friendly win.
Entirely on my own power too. I can't believe it.
Friendly.
No help from Midjiwan. No, not at all.
Friendly win for Zoythrus. Okay, guys. We did 3 hours. I think it was enough to answer all the questions. Thank you for being here with me and our beautiful Polytopian audience. And I hope to repeat this with some other updates and game adjustments whenever you're free.
That's fun.
Maybe then I'll be more friendly to Zoythrus.
Yeah, sure.
I'll work on my personality.
Oh.
Okay, Midjiwan, friendship victory. We need one.
Any last words from you?
Sounds like a threat.
No.
Yeah, let me.
I will keep speaking forever.
Let me persist you
with
my trident.
We shall meet again.
Okay. So thank you everyone for watching. Be sure to get Aquarion in this new release. They are available on Steam, on mobile, on arcade or Switch. Yeah. So,
but not Samsung Smart Fridge yet.
What?
Because it's not Samsung Smart Fridge, like yet.
Yeah. So not
actually,
yet.
I'm not sure it's released on arcade yet.
Okay. Anyway, so if it's not there, it will be soon. So stay tuned.
You can add Apple Arcade to the yes, possibly, maybe list.
Yes, possibly, maybe someday. Yes. Yeah, and on Tesla cars. So on Tesla cars, I know it's the version is still not even Path of the Ocean, right?
And that's a problem.
Yeah. Okay. So
anyway,
Too bad for the Tesla players. Yeah.
Probably do more of these in the future.
Thanks everyone for watching, and see you on the next one. Bye.
Thank you, me too. Bye everyone.